Nobody in that arena knew they were watching history walk onto the floor. Not the ushers, not the vendors, not even the cameraman who'd covered 100 quiet WNBA nights before this one. But by the time the final buzzer sounded, everything about women's basketball had changed. And if you stay with me until the very end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham are not just two players on a roster. They are the reason an entire league is being rewritten in real time. Welcome back to Hoops Insider. If this is your first time here, consider hitting that subscribe button. Not because I need the number to go up, but because there is a story unfolding right now in women's basketball that deserves to be watched from the very beginning, and I don't want you to miss a single chapter of it. Alright, let's get into it. May 14, 2024. Indiana Fever vs Connecticut Sunday. A rookie named Caitlin Clark steps onto the floor for her first professional game, and something happens that the WNBA had never seen before. The broadcast peaks at nearly 2 million viewers. It shatters ESPN's previous record for a WNBA game, and that was just the opening night. By the time her rookie season wrapped, Fever home games were averaging over 17,000 fans a night, an all-time league record, up from barely 4,000 the year before. League-wide attendance hit its highest mark since 1999. Television ratings nearly tripled. Merchandise sales exploded by more than 700%. One player, one season, and the entire business model of a 40-year-old league had to be rewritten. But here's where the story gets interesting, because success like that doesn't arrive without resistance. And what happened next is something a lot of people conveniently forget. Despite shattering every rookie record in sight, Caitlin Clark was left off the 2024 U.S. Olympic roster. The team went on to win gold in Paris without her. And the silence that followed that decision said more than any press release ever could. Fans were furious. Analysts were split. But Clark? She didn't say a word publicly. She went back to work. Before the Olympic break, she was averaging 17 points a game. After it, she came back and posted numbers that ranked second in the entire league, trailing only MVP Aya Wilson. She turned being overlooked into fuel. And if you think that was the last time this league would underestimate her, stay with me, because it wasn't even close to the last time. Now here's where a second name enters the picture, and if you don't know her yet, you are about to. January 31st, 2025. In a 4-team trade, Sophie Cunningham lands in Indiana after 6 seasons grinding it out with the Phoenix Mercury. She wasn't the headline. She wasn't the number 1 pick. She was a battle-tested veteran who had spent years learning how to survive in a league that, for most of her career, didn't have cameras pointed at it, didn't have sold-out arenas, didn't have the money. And that experience is exactly what made her different. Almost immediately, something clicked. Cunningham didn't just become a teammate. She became the enforcer. When Clark absorbed hard foul after hard foul from defenders testing the rookie who'd flipped the league on its head, it was Cunningham who stepped in. She picked up a flagrant foul defending a teammate against a hard hit on the floor. She wasn't chasing highlight reels. She was making a statement: this rookie is not alone out here. And that's the part of this story people love, but it's not even the most important part. Because behind the scenes, both of these women were fighting something far tougher than any defender: injuries. Clark played in just 13 games during the 2025 season before soft tissue injuries shut her down. Cunningham tore her MCL in August, ending her season early too. Two players who were supposed to carry a franchise to a championship instead spent most of the year on the bench, side by side, rehabbing together. And instead of pulling apart, this is when their bond actually got stronger. When Clark's season officially ended, Cunningham didn't post a highlight or a stat. She simply wrote 2 words on social media: love you. 2 words. That's it. And somehow, that told you everything about what this partnership had become. If you're feeling something right now watching this story unfold, that's exactly why I make these videos, to bring you the real story behind the highlights. And if you haven't already, now's the moment to hit subscribe, because Hoops Insider is just getting started, and there is a lot more to this story that most channels won't tell you. So here's the real question. Why does any of this matter beyond one franchise, beyond one season? Because Clark's presence alone nearly doubles attendance in every arena she plays in. Her games drive television numbers that dwarf the league average. Teams have had to move games to bigger venues just to meet ticket demand. And Cunningham, the player who spent years grinding through a league with no spotlight at all, is now one of the most recognized faces in the sport, someone brands are lining up to work with. Between the two of them, you have a living, breathing case study in exactly what this league needed: a superstar who draws the eyes, and a veteran who understands what it took to survive before anyone was watching. But don't think for a second this story is wrapped up in a bow. Because the tension in women's basketball right now is real, and it's not going away quietly. Every night Clark takes the floor, she's still absorbing contact that other rookies never had to deal with. Every night, Questions swirl about whether the physical play crosses a line or whether it's simply the price of being the most watched player in the league. And every night, Cunningham is right there, positioning herself between Clark and whatever comes her way. Some call it protection. Some call it theater. But anyone who's watched them share a bench through 2 injury-plagued seasons knows it's neither. It's loyalty, built the hard way. So where does this go from here? Clark is still just a few seasons into a career that's already rewritten record books. Cunningham is entering a new chapter of hers, now as a central figure in a franchise she wasn't even on 2 years ago. Together, they represent something bigger than wins and losses, a shift in who gets to be seen, who gets paid, and who gets remembered in women's basketball. Whether the league fully catches up to what these two have already built remains the one question nobody can answer yet. If this video gave you a deeper look at a story you thought you already knew, that's the whole reason Hoops Insider exists. Hit that subscribe button, tell me in the comments who you think carries this league further in the next 5 years, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. This channel only grows because of viewers like you. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next video.